Laura Rae, and I'm here with makeup that works with wrinkles. I have been testing out several products that I want to share with you today that I think work great on fine lines and wrinkles. And so I'm super excited to share several new things with you. One new thing is this lip shade. Take a look. This is a brand new shade from City Lips. It's called Silver Skyline. I just love it because it makes my mauvey lips look so pink. And you can see there's no pink in it. It's just such a gorgeous gloss. Now, one thing I love about City Lips is I have a lot of lines in my lips and it really helps smooth them out. It makes my lips look a lot fuller than they are. So I love it. I'm actually collaborating with them today because they are having an amazing sale. And all you need to do to take advantage of it is put in the code Laura Rae. And the sale is buy one, get one. I know so many of you love this sale. You wait for this sale like I do. It's such a great opportunity. Now, not only can you mix the glosses and get buy one, get one, but also their mascara. This is their Beyond Mascara. I put this on several hours ago and look at how great my lashes still look even after all this time. I love that this has nourishing ingredients in it. It's just a favorite. It's been a favorite of mine for several years. The City Beauty mascara is just amazing for my lashes. Here's how they look with one coat. The Beyond Mascara is Leaping Bunny certified cruelty-free. I really like that. There are no parabens, no alcohol. It's just a great mascara. This mascara is smudge resistant and really makes my lashes look longer and thicker. And here's how they look with two. So if you are interested, the code again is Laura Rae, and I really appreciate City Beauty collaborating with me and supporting our mature community. Several of you wrote me about this. The Sephora revealed the real and said, Laura, I'm loving this skin tint. I had already purchased it. I think I bought this 2 or 3 months ago, and I've been testing it out, and I love it. Now, this shade is a little too deep for me right now. I'm a little paler. This is 200 in medium. I'm going to go back and buy their light medium shade, but this is beautiful. Look at how hours later, how nice it looks on my skin. And because this is a thinner skin tint, I never see it puddling in my wrinkles and lines. So that's something I love about it. I also like it's not super shiny, even under these hot lights, even though I've been out in the Florida heat the past few hours, my skin doesn't look shiny or anything. I could always powder my nose, maybe I see under these lights, but other than that, I wanted you to see how it would look. And it really looks beautiful. In my opinion, I think it's a great skin tint. I love wearing eyeshadow. I wear eyeshadow nearly every day. But one product I bought that is just fabulous is this Ulta Beauty Longwear Matte Cream Eyeshadow. You can use it as eyeshadow primer or as an eyeshadow. This shade is Flower Power, and I love it. So I put it on the mobile lid today, and then I went in with this beautiful palette. I showed this recently in my video about big eyes. If you didn't see that, I will link that so you could watch that if you have the time. But this is one of those low contrast kind of palettes they're talking about, where it just gives your eye dimension and shape. This reminds me so much of Natasha Denona shadows, but at a much lower price point. I bought this through iHerb. I'll link that as well as everything else below. But I love this. I use this shade sometimes for eyeliner. If I want just a very simple look, I'll do what I did today, which is sculpt the eye with this shade and then just go over the lid with this one. All these are matte except this one, it has a really soft shimmer. But these are super affordable, and you can see how just a nice sculpted look that my eye has, but it's nothing dramatic. And I put a little bit more for camera so that you'd be able to see. But when I want just a nice, beautiful, soft look on the eye, this palette is just perfect. Catrice has come out with a brand new bronzer. It's really great. This is called their Melted Sun Cream Bronzer. Now, what I did today was a little tip I wanted to share with you. I had this shade that I love from Milani. This is their Cheek Kiss. This is so beautiful on its own. It's the shade Merlot Moment. And what I did, I always love mixing shades and sort of experimenting. I took the cream bronzer, put it on my hand, then put some of the Milani, you see what a gorgeous shade, and mixed them and made a beautiful pinky nude. Now, you don't have to do that. Obviously, you can just bronze up the face on your own. But what I love about these creams is they just look beautiful on the cheeks. They don't get into any fine lines or wrinkles. They don't accentuate them. So I always feel really confident when I put these on that I'm going to get a very natural look. I've tested out so many concealers this year. This coming up in 2025, I think I'll just keep a list. But I would say I've tried at least 25 or 30 different concealers this year at least. And this one is at the top of the list, Tower 28. This is such a perfect formula for mature skin. It's very hydrating. It's very easy to use with a little doe foot applicator. And I just think it dries down in a way that isn't dry. My under eyes don't look dry. And that's a problem for me, even though I have combination skin. Sometimes just from paddle fans and just things around me in the environment, that area gets drier. And from my skincare I use at night, I do use retinaldehyde, and that can dry out the skin too. So I just love this formula. It really brightens my under eye. And again, I've had this on for several hours, and I still feel like my under eyes here look bright. And I don't see it collecting into any of the fine lines and wrinkles. And that's what I'm looking for. Most concealers that I've tried will puddle there and just make the under eyes look so much worse. There was a point I wasn't even using concealer anymore. I was just bringing my foundation up under my eyes. But I find when I do that, as the day goes on and the foundation wears, I can see a darkness in the under eyes, and being I have such deep set eyes, I don't want that area to turn into just a dark hole. So I really love wearing this concealer. It brightens me up and just makes my eyes pop a little bit more. I wanted to mention that a great alternative to the Tower 28 is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I've shown this many times. It has a very similar formula. Now, the one thing I don't like is sometimes when you pump it out, too much comes out of the packaging. But I've gotten pretty good at it now where I can just very softly pat a little bit. But this really works beautiful. Now, I've already got my concealer on, but let me just show you a little bit how brightening this can be. Now, the shade I'm using here is, yes, Vanilla. And I'll just show you a little bit, even though I have some on. But this reminds me so much of the Tower 28. Now, with this color of foundation I'm wearing today, I would go with a little deeper concealer. But I just wanted you to see what this is like. But I'm so impressed with this one. It also doesn't collect in my fine lines and wrinkles, and I've really enjoyed it. Look at how much product you get. You get quite a bit of product in it, and I just think it's a really great concealer and a super deal. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Primer. I just can't believe how great this is. If you put it in different packaging, they could sell it for $40 at Sephora. It's just really that good. It's so unique, this formula. I really like that they were thoughtful and put this little scooper right into the packaging so you don't have to dip your fingers in. but it just has such a unique feel to it. I'm always scared to try these kind of products because I have such sensitive skin. It gives me anxiety sometimes to try these, but this gave me no reaction, no rash, no nothing. And I just love how blurring it is. When I put it on my skin, it makes my skin feel like just silk. I think this product is just so helpful in making my skin look smoother. A lot of these primers I feel are useless because they're more of just a moisturizer, and I already have great moisturizers that I'm happy with. So I don't want another step that's not going to really do anything. So this really does the job and makes my pores and fine lines look much more diminished. I'm not usually a big fan anymore of powder highlighters because they do collect in the fine lines and wrinkles. But I still love this one from Essence because it's just so finely milled. Now this one is more of the gold one. They have one that is champagne, and that's really my favorite. But I repurchased this one, and I think it's just perfect for the holidays. And one thing I would say to you, if you're having trouble with it getting into fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes, move it down a little bit right to the top of the cheekbone. And another thing I like to do is sometimes mix it with something emollient like my Queen Bee Peeper Keeper. I like doing that often. But I just tap this on, and I find tapping it on is a really good thing too. I do use a brush sometimes, but I like to really tap it and then grab a brush and just go over and sort of blend. I feel like I have more control if I just finger powder. That's actually a big technique for makeup artists, is finger powdering. Makeup artists used to do a lot of finger powdering before all these fancy schmancy brushes that we have now that are so small. So you can even just dab a little bit into this. It's such a great product, super affordable. There's really no need to spend a lot on a highlighter. Speaking of powder, I'm not usually a fan of powder, but I have found that when my skin looks too dewy or too shiny, it makes my fine lines and wrinkles show up even more. So I have started using more powder in the last couple of years, and especially this year. I still love this one from Sephora. This is their Micro Smooth powder, and I really am a fan of these puffs. I just take the puff, rub over it, and then just press into any area that has fine lines or wrinkles that are showing up, and just sort of mat them out. I don't think we think of that, and it's funny because when I see pictures of myself or anything where my skin looks really shiny, that's when I notice my fine lines and wrinkles more. So I think powder is a great way to sort of take the emphasis off of them. One reason I fell in love with this powder was I was looking for an alternative for this. This is the Pat McGrath powder, and it's very expensive, and it's made for the under eyes. It's a yellow powder. Well, this was super close and so much more affordable, and then I started using it all over and just really liking it. So I feel like it has a little bit of a brightening effect, and it just looks beautiful on the skin. So here's my Peeper Keeper. I found this on my table here, and I want to show you what I mean. If you feel like something's looking too powdery, too much into your fine lines, I just take a little of this and dab it on. I mean, I barely picked up any. That gets it from looking powdery and just sort of smooths things out. This has just the right amount of moisture in it. I will sometimes do that during the day in my under eyes. If I see like makeup where it looks too dry in my under eyes, I'll just take this, barely touch it, and then just press into the under eyes. And not only does it look better, but my skin feels better. Tight skin is not fun for anyone. If we have a dry feeling in our under eyes, it's very uncomfortable. So I like keeping this on hand for those moments when my skin feels dry and I feel like I need a little extra moisture. I love the way this makeup looks. I'm so impressed. Remember, the buy one, get one offer from City Beauty is with the code Laura Rae. Thank you so much for all of your kindness, support, and I'll look forward to seeing you real soon. Have a blessed week. I love you all.